Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in business. Hello everybody. Today we're talking about how my business was my identity. I literally thought that my business was who I was, and for a long time. And it was very hard for me to distinguish me from my business, to distinguish me from who my business was. It was all in one, and it was so difficult and so hard because as I was getting complaints, as I was getting people not happy, as I was getting people leaving my company, I was getting people quitting or people judging or people anything, I was making it about me. I was making it personal, and it was really painful until I realized that I had to separate the identity of who my business was and who I was. Business has got a separate identity to who I am. And I found myself that I used to say all the time, I am my business. I am my business. 24/7, I am my business. I work with my business all the time, all of that. So it just didn't work. It just didn't work, and it was dragging me down, and I couldn't find who I really was. So I probably for a couple of years lost myself in the business. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's wrong because I believe that that's also got me where I am now. And I've got a lot of reflection about all of that, a lot of reflection about why we go through phases where we do make what seems to be a mistake, but is it really? Because it got us here. So there was a part in my business that I was a bit about ego, about money. I was in my ego a lot, and I was not aligned with the bigger picture. I was about in scarcity most of the time, and that got me to be and have so much drive that most likely make me get the success that I have now. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go through that. You can have success from a higher space. I don't think I was able to do that. I didn't have a mentor that could show me that way. And I tried to figure it out by myself. So when you do get a mentor, when you do get someone that is aligned, that can show you the way, it's so much easier than trying to do it yourself. Because when you do it yourself, you have to rely on your ego. And you make your business your own identity. So how do you know if your business is your identity? Well, are you taking things personal? When people are saying negative stuff about your business, are you making it about you? Are you judging it yourself? Are you feeling that stomach punch when someone says something negative about your business? I used to say my business is my baby. It's not. It's not really now. My business now is a job, pretty much, right? It's my passion, of course, but it's a job. I go away and I've got my hobbies now, I've got my life. I don't have a 24/7 business. I used to though. And the benefit of that was that it got me to do a lot of hard work. In hindsight, did I have to do it that way? No, maybe I could have reached the same goal and maybe 2 years later, and so what? What do I make that mean? What if I did achieve the $1 million business instead of in 3.5 years, in 4.5 years? So what? I really want to let you know that what brings you joy. Is your business bringing you joy? Is your business bringing you joy? What does bring you down? What brings you down? What affects your mood? Are you making that all of this is affected by your business? You can't be, because you are your own identity. You can have a tough business day and still be happy. You can have a tough business day and not make it personal. You can lose a client and not make it about you. What makes you light up? What motivates you? Are you being the real you, or are you hiding behind your business? When I first started this journey a year and 2 months ago, I started to realize that I was embodying my business a little bit too much, and I wasn't separating myself, and I wasn't having a life. I wasn't having love. I wasn't having friends. I wasn't having anything. I was just business, business, business. And as I said, I'm not regretting any of that. But then I decided to start to separate myself from the business, and that's how I attracted love. It was a love for only a year, but it was a really good year. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about me. I learned a lot about love. I learned a lot about relationships. I learned a lot about my business. I learned a lot about how my business was my identity. I learned a lot how to separate myself from my business. I learned a lot how to, and the moment that I separate myself from the business is now exploding. Like literally exploding. Like we created a certification, a mafia certification program where people that are my clients and want to teach what I teach, they are now learning my IP and they can use it in their own business. That is quite priceless. And that is something that a lot of people don't really know how to do. Now, is your identity holding you back? What is your identity? Who are you? Have you taken time to stop and question and ask yourself, who are you? Because I used to be like, I'm a business owner. And that was my identity. I'm a business owner. That's who I am. Is it really who you are? Is it really who you are? What are you choosing to be? Every day we have a choice. We can be a business owner, or we can be a person that runs a business, or we can be in the business or on the business. We have a choice. We have a choice to run this business from a place of love but distance, or we can choose to run the business from inside. And when you run it from the inside, it's really hard to see clear. It's really hard to have clarity because you're just in it. You're so stuck in it. So we really need to teach you and show you how to move yourself out of your business so that you can actually bring that lightness and that fun to your business instead of being like so stressed and like all the time. I used to do that. I so used to do that. So what are you surrounding yourself with? And what external factors are affecting you? What is affecting you? And what is I used to blame my business. So I used to love my business so much that then at one point I started to blame it. And so everything was my business fault. The reason why I was single for 5 years was my business fault. The reason why I didn't have any friends was my business fault. The reason why I was so stressed was my business fault. The reason why I had adrenal fatigue was my business fault. Was it though? It wasn't. I made my business my identity. So it was me. It was my fault. I did all of that. And I don't want to say it's my fault. So now I'm going to go and blame myself and be miserable. No, it's a way of learning and growing and deciding how to go to the next level. So how can you give to your business without being your business? How can you offer value to your business and to your clients without expectation, without being stuck in it? How can you help your business from far? How can you love your business from far? How can you be present in your business and still getting shit done? We all have our choices. I love choices. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll know that I talk about choices a lot. We have choices. We have a choice to have a business that is very time consuming, or we can choose to have still a very successful business and not time consuming. We can choose. We can choose, and a lot of us don't choose. We let circumstances run our life, our business, our clients. Everything that we do is like, oh, it's happening to me. But what if you knew that you had a choice? What if you knew that you could do something? I strongly believe that we all have a choice. And making your business your identity is not going to be able to scale it. You're not going to be able to take the business to the next level because it's going to be all about you. Now, one of the things that I realize now in hindsight is that the reason why I wanted to make my business my identity is because I was running the business by significance. I was so significant around what I wanted and I wanted people to tell me how amazing I was, and I wanted people to tell me that I was changing their lives. And that is not what it is. That is not what we should do. We should just be able to run the business, and whoever in my team helps a client, that's the point. The business is helping the clients, it's not me. So a lot of my clients come to me and they can't sell. The reason why they can't sell is because they are the identity. The business is their identity. They are making it about them. If people say no, they're saying no to them instead of saying no to the business. So how can you differentiate? How can you make that distinction between you and the business and just have that separation? Just try it on. It's like if we're going clothes shopping together right now. Try this thought on and see how it feels. What if you didn't have to be your business? And first and foremost, what I would like you to do is to really write down, is your business your identity? How do you know? And then what if it wasn't? How would you feel? How would you behave? How would your business feel? How would your business grow? How would your clients take it? And how do they take it now? So really write it down on a piece of paper, like split the paper in two and have your business on this side as your identity. And then on the other side, the business is not your identity. And have a look at the difference and have a look how you feel about both. As I said, you don't have to take it, but you can just try it on for a couple of minutes. And then you can choose. You can choose to have your business as your identity or separate yourself from your business. And if you do choose to separate yourself from the business, then you'll have another question will be, how do I do it? I know, I hear you. Well, how do you do it is first and foremost awareness and choice. Once you're chosen that you are not going to be your business anymore, then you're going to be able to make a decision from a different space. It's not about you anymore. Now it's about what does the business need. My mentor, William, always asks me that question. Francesca, what does the business need? It's the best, most simple question you could ever ask yourself, because that's when you start to push push away from being your business, your identity. Now it's like, what does the business need? The business is on an identity, entity. This is a separate thing from you. The business can grow, the business can fail, the business can do anything, and you can still be full. You can still be whole. Imagine that. What if your business fall apart while you are your business? How does that feel? During COVID, my business fell apart. I run face-to-face events. I used to run face-to-face events. And so in April, we went from literally $120,000 a month, an average, to $19,000. How did you think I took it? I didn't take it. It was about me. The business fell apart, not me. But if that happened a year ago, I would have gone depressed. I would have felt a failure. I would have felt humiliated. I would have been terrified. And instead, because it was a business, then I had a meeting with my team and we said, okay, how can we get the business back up? It's not about how can you guys can make me back up. It's about the business. What does the business need? How can we help the business to get better? And all of a sudden in May, we made $90,000 and in June, we made nearly $200,000. It's possible. But if I was a mess, I wouldn't be able to have done that. So really think about the consequences of having your business as you instead of having your business as a separate identity. So many choices, you will make decisions from such a different place. You will make decisions most likely from abundance rather than from scarcity. You make a decision from your future self rather than your current self. There is so much abundance out there. But if you hang on too tight to your business, you're not going to be able to grow it. So let it go. How does that look like? How does it feel? Are you a perfectionist? Then stop it. Your business can't grow if you are too tight, too attached to it. Let it go. Let it go and know that it can expand, it can double, it can triple with your support when you work on it, not in it. So have fun, my friends. Go and get your business out of your identity and create your own identity and have fun with it. Have fun with it. Thank you, my friends. I'll see you next week. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, then you have to come check out the Entrepreneur's Abundance Mindset Mastermind. It's my monthly mastermind when you get to spend time with me, where we take all this material, we apply it, we study it, and so we can take your business to a whole new level. So just go to the Francesca Moi, the Meetup Queen Facebook business page, and then just send me a message and you'll be able to choose the option EAM Mastermind. I would love to have you join me there, and I'll see you next week.